Next up is Eleni Bebeka.
Hello? Oh, okay. These questions keep coming up in my mind. Am I smart enough? Am I capable? How will I reach my goals? Others don't think I can do it. Why should I? Look up. There's no one on the stage. Are you confused? Are you searching who's speaking? Recognize the silence while it's still there, even when my voice is in the background intruding on your inner thoughts. Take a moment and close your eyes. Do you seek any discomfort or nervousness? Now take a second and open your eyes. Would you trust me if I told you that the way you were feeling a second ago could be an attribute to self-doubt? Hello, and welcome. My name is Eleni Bebeka, and this is a snapshot of how I felt throughout my internship at Rose Hospital. A simple, dark, yet thrilling sensation for what will happen once the lights are turned back on. The sense of being confined in the darkness with bombarded ideas racing through my head, though heading to a whole new environment with a bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Knowing I'm on the right track to my future ambitions, to become a doctor. But sometimes people that we least expect it from knock us down in order to get back up. I want you to think of a time when someone or something made you anxious or uneasy, causing you to have negative ideas about yourself. Once you have that answer, keep it in mind. Now, let's embark on a little journey of mine. Looking back on February 12th, 2024, the day I first went to Rose Hospital, being a little concerned because I didn't know what to anticipate. However, depending on what we choose to accept, the unexpected can be inspired by creativity and can create illusions in our imagination. According to Cynthia Path, the worst enemy of creating is self-doubt. Self-doubt can be manifested in various forms, one of which is compared to one's self to another. This occurred when I met my physicians I interned with, Dr. Anna and Dr. Rosemary, both whom are outstanding independent women who are developing their own practices, but most importantly, are compassionate doctors. My worry wasn't how welcoming they were or that they were kind doctors, rather than their education and how they never failed a subject and how the lowest grade was a B+. This was when I began mentally comparing myself and my grades. However, grades do not predict how good of a doctor you will become, or do they? I had to remind myself to stop overthinking. I am not Dr. Anna and I'm not Dr. Rosemary. I am my own person. Moving on to the fourth day of my internship, February 16th, 2024, on a Friday afternoon, eager for a weekend to unwind and begin a new week. Somehow, one thing that would continuously irritate me was patients, particularly older women. I'm sorry. How old are you? Are you 12 years old? Are you even old enough to work here? I was asked these similar questions on a daily basis. It wasn't only the fact that they assumed I was young that affected me, more or less my brain doubting me that I looked young enough and I wasn't able to be a doctor. Though this shouldn't impact me, right? I mean, I'm just in high school, not even in college yet. But wait, I'm going to college in 3 months, practicing pre-med, and yet there are patients telling me I look too young to become a doctor. Though age is just a number, I shouldn't let this affect me. My last week came about, February 28th, 2024, and I started to realize that I didn't want to leave my internship. I loved the community. I built relationships with people in the clinic, and patients started finally remembering my name, and they would feel comfortable talking to me about anything. Of course, there was additional comments, now from older men, wondering if I wanted to be a nurse instead of a doctor. And some of the people around me started hammering me down with questions like, do you know how difficult medical school is? Are you sure you're wanting to go into this field? Do you know how hard it's to study medical school? These questions were posed on a daily basis before I began my internship, but hearing them during my internship anchored me to the wall. These were questions that caused me to reconsider my entire future life, making me doubt myself and believe I will be unable to attain my goals. I insistently began comparing myself, and in the dark and gloomy feeling of being self-doubted suddenly arose. However, the gloomiest of thoughts will unlock the brightest of thoughts, such as having a realization. Those dismissal ideas reflected on how I saw myself. But I realized that no matter grades, no matter the comments, no matter what others thought of me, my mental stamina stems from my own mindset. I must believe in myself. Self-doubt keeps you in the dark, but believing in myself let me see the light at the end of the tunnel. From the time we're born, we have been taught to obey the same rules. Act like one another, dress like one another, and even dance to the same rhythm as one another. So, what does it mean when others say, be yourself? If we compare ourselves consistently to others, do you feel self-doubt? Do you doubt yourself consistently? Let's find out. You're holding a piece of paper that was just handed to you, which has various of numbers on it. Each number symbolizes a distinct question that I will ask. If you agree with the question, make sure to write one of the question's number. Let's get started. Question number 1. Are you meeting the goal you've set for yourself? Question number 2. Are you allowing situations beyond your control to stress you out? And question number 3. Do you have bad thoughts before falling asleep? Take a look at your paper and think about your perspective on self-doubt. How will you make an impact on how you change your perspective on yourself? Wake up and take action for yourself. Thank you.